GrassTopsUSA founder and president, Chris Carmouche, with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. There is a unique concern that he and I have, and it's about our natural rights, in all sincerity. Natural rights that should be protected by our U.S. government, but increasingly and incrementally, we're watching those rights be obstructed and then recanted, taken away from us. Tonight I want to talk with him about the Second Amendment. Chris Carmouche is working on a lot of stuff on Capitol Hill. Chris, first and foremost, how have we changed over the years regarding the Second Amendment? I thought that was the sacrosanct amendment. I mean, if there was a third rail, the Second Amendment was it. What's happened over the years?
The Second Amendment actually enforces the first, but I just think that a lot of us have become kind of sedentary in our ways, and we don't really understand the threats that we face. To bring this issue down to another level, I'll throw this back up to you and say, what happened? What would you do right now if you actually right now got a knock on your door, and while you were doing this broadcast, you answered it, and there were two police officers. They said, Kenneth, we got a complaint that you said some rather incendiary things on your show, and we got an order here that was signed by a judge, and we're coming in right now. We're going to pull your plug, but you can get a court date in 30 days, and you can explain to the judge, well, you should have your show back.
Those are fighting words right there. No, you can't come in my house.
Okay. Let's talk specifically about the Second Amendment, because we've got these things right now called red flag laws.
Yeah.
And essentially, you do not have to be accused of any crime. There does not have to be any probable cause. You do not have to be convicted of a crime. Essentially, if a nosy neighbor or ex-spouse or ex-girlfriend or even a police officer in some states on his or her own volition just decides for some reason that they might think that you're a threat, they can actually go to a judge in what is basically a star chamber, because you're given no notice to appear whatsoever. You don't even know what's going on.
Wow.
If that judge signs an order and they show up to your house and they say, we're here to take your guns, explain to the judge in 30 days, get a hearing, and you can explain to the same judge why you should have them back.
Oh my God. Okay. Are we in Nazi Germany? What's happened? What's happened?
Or better yet, we in Venezuela, because years ago, that's exactly what Hugo Chavez did. And now that these people have no firearms whatsoever, we all know what's happening in Venezuela. They have no means to resist a corrupt government or a corrupt president who refuses to leave office.
Wow. Now,
that's ridiculous.
Now you say, because you know this happens every single day in America. If you watch the Maury Povich show, you know it happens every single day. You're going to get somebody mad with somebody because you slept with somebody and somebody else has got somebody's baby. That's enough right there.
Or maybe you're letting your grass grow too high and your neighbor just doesn't like you.
So somebody who's just incensed or pissed off with you has the right to call the police and file a complaint. Do you know who the complainant is? Do they tell you who the complainant is? No?
No right to face your accuser. So we're not just talking about the Second Amendment here. We're talking about the Fourth Amendment, which possibly in some circumstances. We're talking about the Fifth Amendment. We're talking about the 14th Amendment. Due process means nothing. We'll give you due process later, which kind of actually is a direct contradiction of the entire term, due process. You have the right to face your accuser. You have a right to a hearing. I mean, there's laws in the books. There's certain reasons why we can take your firearms away from you in this country today. You've been adjudicated as mentally incompetent,
yes,
felon, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But none of that applies. It's just based on somebody's suspicion, and you have no idea.
Chris Carmouche with us tonight. Red flag. I'm quite certain that the ACLU is working with you to fight against this. Am I correct?
I doubt it, no.
Why wouldn't they? That's a civil liberty. I mean, that's the protection of freedom. How can someone can just make an accusation unfounded, and the government have the right to come in and take your arms?
So many of us get compelled by emotional arguments. One of the big problems, and the real big push lately for red flag laws, by the way, 15 states and the District of Columbia have already enacted them, and there's another 21 states that are actually looking at doing it right now. In fact, Ohio and several, Maine and Pennsylvania actually could be next. But what went on is, everybody remembers the Parkland shootings in Florida.
Yes.
Argument the left is making is that we can somehow stop these shootings from occurring if we just instituted these red flag laws. And people get caught up in the emotion of that. They believe that it's a good thing. And unfortunately, there's actually
people in Central America land that cannot believe that their state is even considering this option at all. What are the steps by which this incrementally comes into a state? How do they work this thing?
There's been a lot of publicity over mass shootings lately, school shootings, Parkland, places like that. They get the public very, very incensed over it. The state legislatures actually propose the bills. They pass the state legislatures because nobody actually wants to do anything to enable a mass shooting. And then it just happens. And here's the real thing. On the federal level right now is that there's actually legislation that will actually give grants to the states and enable actually implement these laws. And what the federal government, because we have a Second Amendment, should be doing is telling the states, no, you can't do this. We have a Second Amendment to the Constitution. This is one of the few things that the federal government is empowered to do, and that's to ensure that our rights to keep and bear arms are not infringed.
Now, I'm quite certain we don't have to worry about the Republicans. I'm quite certain that they are dead set against red flag laws. They understand what this is all about. It's a gerrymandered approach to taking away your Second Amendment rights and all your due process rights. So I know that we don't have to work on them, right?
I hope you setting me up with that question, because unfortunately there are some Republican flag legislation that they can throw out of committee real quick and get to a quickie vote. There's others such as Susan Collins and a few others. The problem is we don't have a real good count on this because a lot of senators, when we talk to them, are being kind of cagey in regards to whether they're going to oppose or support such legislation. They say they want to see it first. But with the Democrats, there could very well be more than enough Republicans to actually throw this through the Senate and through the Congress as well.
Now, are these the same Republicans?
We're facing.
Yeah, are these the same Republicans who take their pictures at the NRA conferences and they're hardcore?
I'll be kind and I'll say it that way. So, for instance, Gun Owners of America
yes.
have taken a very, very staunch position on it and have taken the correct position.
Now, according to McClatchy, because of his rallying defense of embattled Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh and his continued alliance with President Donald Trump, Graham is enjoying popularity with his base and possibly like never before. So based on, and we remember him defending Brett Kavanaugh, we all stood up and just adored the fact that he stood up for Brett Kavanaugh during the Senate Judiciary Committee hearings. But on the down low, he's working to take away a constitutional right. Have you had meetings with them? And what can America's people do to get the Lindsey Graham?
And I don't. Well, it's rather strange because pinning down a senator is kind of like trying to put your thumb on a piece of Jell-O. For instance, we've actually been fighting this for a while, and what eventually happened is that Lindsey Graham initially proposed some red flag legislation, and Dianne Feinstein as well, I believe, Feinstein proposed red flag legislation in committee, and when we alerted people to it about a month ago, and we flooded the Senate with faxes, Lindsey Graham came out and said, neither of these bills.
Not Lindsey.
I don't want to be jaded when I say this. I don't want to put words in the senator's mouth, but it's almost as if he's thinking, okay, we told them we're not going to do it. Now let's see if they're paying attention.
Exactly. Now, Richard Blumenthal, if everyone remembers, can't remember if he fought in Vietnam or not. He's a born-again liar. So why would Americans sit on the sidelines at this point? Is it because we love Donald Trump and Donald Trump would veto any bill that came through like that? Is that what we're believing?
There are people who actually do believe that, which is why we also back the president as well. I believe in the end, Donald Trump does what the people who elected him to do tell him to do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our advantage.
Now,
so we want to be sure to let him know where we stand so that he will be inclined to actually veto anything like that. I talk to people every day who call into our office. I've had veterans like myself say, well, you know, Chris, there's just too many of these shootings that go on, and there's just too much gun violence, and perhaps we need to curtail some of this.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever happened to the Constitution? Our founding fathers put the Second Amendment there for a reason.
You can find him on Twitter at GrassTopsUSA. I thought that this is a very poignant time to bring this issue to you. We're about to go into the summer where stuff gets done right before the end of June in secret by the Congress, and it gets spilled out after they leave. And then you're going into an election and everybody's focused on the election. Your Second Amendment rights are at risk. The budget is under consideration right now. In the budget, the Judiciary Committee will be considering money for the Justice Department to give grants to states to institute red flag laws. Should we fight at that angle right now since it's up? And how important a fight would that be?
It's a very important fight, but it's not even limited to the red flag laws, because once Lindsey Graham showed that he was actually willing to do this, instead of placating the leftists, they actually are now just going out for bear. Dianne Feinstein is once again pushing the same old assault weapons ban that she's been pushing for the past decade. She's bringing it back. There are at least 2 more gun confiscation bills being proposed in Congress right now that will actually allow federal authorities to delay firearms purchases indefinitely. Feinstein's also trying to raise the legal age to purchase a firearm to 21.
Wow.
This is the response. The House of Representatives just voted on the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act. They actually put in red flag stipulations. They just threw it in there, right into that law.
What? Wow.
Translation: any of you Republicans votes against violence against women, we're going to crucify you.
Wow.
We stuck big bylaws into it.
So it's like, darn if you do, darn if you don't. Do the American people understand how disingenuous the left is by sticking that type of stuff into the Violence Prevention Act for women? Which should we do? Because there are lots of Americans who are listening to this tonight and saying, I might as well just go down to the police station tomorrow and hand my weapons in. It's all done. What can they do?
Because it's not all done. Once again, you want to come to our website, you want to subscribe to our newsletter, you want to participate in these things, we can do it for you. But that's not necessary. You want to actually pick up the phone and you want to start to call your legislators, you have to do that. They will do what you tell them in the end. And that's what Americans actually need to do. We need to get engaged. We need to get involved. The one thing they want us to believe is left alone. They don't want to take the heat from the American people. And if we put on the heat, they will respond appropriately.
Now, I got to do this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Very handsome man, Chris Carmouche. He hears it all the time. He's a very handsome man. So he will answer your phone calls. GrassTopsUSA. Now, they're at 8230 Catbird Circle, Suite 302, Lawrence, Virginia, 22079. Their telephone number, and for those of you who are like, I don't want to call long distance, here it is, 888-864-1964. That's 888-864-1964. Call him, leave him a message, leave him your email address so he can get the information out to you, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's as quick as someone sneaking in the midnight hour a piece of legislation, a red flag, that can take away your rights. I will support it. I know that they can do it on their own, but why should they come to you, Chris?
Because we can actually do it a lot quicker and a lot more effective. You don't have to make all those phone calls. You don't have to send all those faxes. You don't have to write all those letters. That's actually what we do. But, again, with this red flag legislation, it seems to some people to be rather innocuous. But this is how the government gets their foot in the door. Because once the government can actually, through a judicial star chamber, come and take your guns away, apparently for some cause, then what's to prohibit the government 5 or 10 years from now from just saying, we're taking them all?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. This is the Rubicon. And if this Rubicon is crossed, the world for many of us will change forever.
Chris Carmouche will not be the last time we're going to have it. Will not vote for them if they support anything that has a red flag law in it. Chris Carmouche, GrassTopsUSA, at GrassTopsUSA on Twitter. God bless you, and thank you so much for being with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to go to commercial, but when we come back, I want to talk with you about what the Islamic faith, well, they call it a faith, but it's actually a political religion, what they are planning to do in Philadelphia. You won't believe it. We'll be right back with more of the best right after these messages.
Getting small parcels shipped is easy, but when it comes to shipping things larger than a parcel, figuring out the cost and finding a reliable